Worst to Best is a series where I rank all weapons within a class after I've unlocked Forged Camo and have a considerable amount of experience with each weapon. And this video is all about Modern Warfare 3's Submachine Guns. Please don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, you're welcome to leave your own worst to best list in the comments if you happen to disagree. But with that said, let's get started with the worst SMG in MW3. That weapon is the Striker 9. There is nothing special about this weapon whatsoever except for that it kills slower than all the SMGs. Even if you land a single headshot to reduce your shots to kill down to 5, the Striker 9 still loses to half of the SMGs. Its time to kill is identical to the MW assault rifle, except the Striker will actually lose to the MW up close, where the SMGs are supposed to dominate. Obviously, the Striker will move and handle faster than the MW, but that just goes to show how bad this weapon is if I'm comparing it to another weapon class instead of other SMGs. All of the Striker 9's other stats are average. It doesn't excel in a specific playstyle, and there's really just no reason to use this weapon. Now, I've directly compared the Striker 9 stats to other 1 and 2 star weapons that I've reviewed. I don't think the Striker 9 is quite as bad as them, so it's not quite a 1-star weapon. It is usable, but it certainly is a bad weapon. I literally don't see a reason to ever use it in its current state. Moving on to the number 5 spot, we have the WSP 9. Personally, I enjoy using this weapon. It has the potential to be great, but I have to admit it's below average. It's tied for the fastest sprint to fire speed in class, which is cool, but it's also tied for the slowest aim down sight speed in class. It also has the slowest reload in only 25 rounds in the mag. More importantly, when it comes to time to kill, the WSP-9 has an open bolt delay over 50 milliseconds that really holds this weapon back from being good. With the open bolt delay, and what you will experience in game right now is a weapon that kills just as slow as the Striker 9 up close. Not even sure why the open bolt delay exists in the first place, because without the open bolt delay, the WSP-9 would be a top tier gun, but it wouldn't be at the best SMG spot. The WSP-9 also has pretty low recoil. I find it very easy to use, and it feels kind of like an assault rifle at long range, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty mediocre weapon. I'd keep an eye out for an attachment or an aftermarket part that reduces the open bolt delay in the future, because again, without it, the WSP-9 would give the top 2 SMGs a run for their money, but right now, there's better options, like the next SMG on the list at the number 4 spot, which is the AMR-9. The AMR-9 is identical to the WSP-9 in terms of range fall-offs, mobility, handling, and TTK kinda sorta. The AMR-9 kills faster up close as long as you can land your shots to the upper body, but it has some wonky leg damage multipliers at range, and it can take an additional 2 shots to kill. Now, the AMR-9 is a fairly accurate weapon. That's one of the things it exceeds in. So if you can land your shots, you actually will outgun the WSP-9. But at the same time, I find the WSP-9 to have less recoil in practice. I find it easier to use, and you can land your shots anywhere to the body where you risk those leg shots with the AMR-9. One big drawback to the AMR-9 is that it has the slowest sprint to fire speed in class, but it also benefits from the fastest reload in class and 30 rounds in the mag, unlike the WSP-9. Now, the difference between the fastest and slowest reloading Modern Warfare 3 SMGs is 0.3 seconds. It's not really that much of an advantage. I'm not going to mention reload for the remainder of this video because of that, but overall, the AMR-9 is pretty mediocre, and in all honesty, you can use the AMR-9 and the WSP-9 interchangeably. It really just comes down to a preference of, do you like a slow but powerful weapon, or a faster firing weapon that's a bit more forgiving but also requires some more accuracy. Either way, again, I think these bottom 3 SMGs are all below average. These top 3 SMGs are much better options, or the ones that are actually worth using. At the number 3 spot is the Striker, which I'm going to refer to as the Striker 45 just to avoid confusion. The Striker 45 is a fairly average SMG, and to be honest, I'm not really fond of this weapon. The handling, the mobility, everything about this weapon is average except for its recoil and damage. The Striker 45 is a very accurate SMG. Its recoil pretty much goes straight up, and with attachments, the Striker is like the MCW of the SMGs in terms of recoil. Again, very easy to use. Outside of its max damage range though, it is the slowest killing SMG in Modern Warfare 3. Yes, even slower than the Striker 9. The only good thing about this weapon is its 4-shot kill. A 4-shot kill will nest you a time to kill of 279 milliseconds. And that 4-shot kill is possible up to 19 meters, which is about double the range of half of the SMGs in Modern Warfare 3. What I don't like about this weapon is that you need to land your shots from the chest and up to get that 4-shot kill. Another thing I don't like about this weapon is its damage fall off is very severe. It can take up to 650 milliseconds to kill as soon as 36 meters. That's extremely slow. In fact, that's the slowest full auto weapon I've come across in this game so far. I also don't like that this weapon has a slower fire rate that feels wonky up close, because if you miss a shot, your time to kill is going to go up significantly and you'll end up getting beat by a lot of weapons. I feel like I just roasted the crap out of this weapon. I don't want it to come across like that. The Striker 45's bread and butter is up close, and it does have its use cases. It's just one of those weapons that have strengths but also have some pretty low lows. The second best SMG at the runner-up spot is the WSP Swarm. Now this is a meta weapon that will melt whatever you shoot at. It has the fastest sprint to fire speed, the fastest aim down sight speed, and the fastest mobility speed in the entire class. It fires at a rate of over 1,000 rounds per minute, and it will outgun every SMG at every range on paper. It can kill as fast as 220 milliseconds up close, which is where the Swarm excels. It straight up deletes enemies, and it's surprisingly accurate. I feel like its visual recoil is much more intense than your actual recoil. The first 3 shots do have some kick to it, but after that, it just pulls straight up into the left. It's pretty easy to secure kills from mid to long range. Now, you're not going to be cross-mapping people with the WSP Swarm, but it is usable beyond close quarters. The fast-firing, fast-killing SMGs is one of my favorite archetypes in all of Call of Duties, and I've seen them have much worse recoil in previous games. So once you get a hang of how the WSP swarms, it is an outstanding SMG that dominates the close quarters game and is pretty versatile as long as you know how to navigate the map. That brings us to the best SMG in this game, but first, a quick reminder to drop a like if you're enjoying this video and consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. I'm doing worst to best for every weapon class in Modern Warfare 3, and I already have a lot of classes uploaded on my channel if you're interested in more. But the number 1 best SMG, hands down, in Modern Warfare 3 is the Rival 9. This isn't just the best SMG, this is one of the best weapons in the entire game. It has the firepower to dominate the SMGs at all ranges. The only exception is the WSP Swarm point blank and the Striker 45 from 10 to 19 meters. Not only that, the Rival 9 has the stats to beat out assault rifles and compete with them at long range. Now, it does have some zigzaggy recoil that may be an issue at first, but it is manageable with attachments and is quite reliable to challenge someone across the map with. The Rival 9 does all of that while retaining SMG level mobility and faster than average ADS and sprint to fire speeds. This is easily the best SMG in the game. It is a 5 out of 5-star weapons. If I'm wanting to use an SMG, it is the Rival 9 or the WSP Swarm, but the Rival 9 is just so much more versatile and is really the only weapon you need for small to medium-sized maps. You might not be able to stretch the Rival 9 to the longer lines of sight that you get on Derail or Afghan or maps like that, so assault rifles might be worth using there, but again, the Rival 9 is absolutely fantastic. Now, is the Rival 9 the best SMG in the entire game? Because keep in mind, there are a dozen SMGs from MW2 that we have access to. Now, I don't have the answer for you at the time of recording this video, but I will in the near future in a video where we look at which MW2 SMGs are worth using in Modern Warfare 3. I've done this for the assault rifles and the LMGs, and in the LMG's case, nearly all the MW2 guns are better than the MW3 counterparts. And right now, it definitely looks like there are a few MW2 SMGs that give the Rival 9 a run for its money. When that video is live, it will be linked below and clickable on the screen right now, along with some previous worst to best videos. Please don't forget to tap that like button, get subscribed to the channel, especially if you made it all the way through this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.